So slope y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1, or you could set up the little table thing, right? Do you guys remember doing that? Some of you like that method better, finding the change in y over the change in x. And then your y-intercept. And for point slope form, we need an ordered pair. It doesn't matter which ordered pair you choose, as long as you choose one of the points on the line and your slope. So the first thing that we're going to do is we are going to graph. So we did this on our week 6 quiz. We did not take a quiz last week. But if you're given an ordered pair and the slope, instead of beginning at B, you just begin at the given point. So it just so happens that this point is a B value. So I'm going to start at the ordered pair 0, 3. That means when x is 0, y is 3. And my slope is negative 1/2. So because it's negative, I'm going to go down and then to the right. Do you guys remember that? So down 1 over 2, down 1 over 2, down 1 over 2. And then I'm going to connect my points with a nice straight line, making sure that I put an arrow on the end because this is not a dot to dot and lines go on forever. Okay. Example number 2 has the ordered pair -2, +1. So I begin at -2 and I go up 1. That's my beginning point. And from there, I have a slope of 2/3 because 2 is positive. That means I'm going to go up and to the right, up 1, 2 over 1, 2, 3, up 1, 2 over 1, 2, 3. And I could also go down 2 and to the left 1, 2, 3 if I needed to. But I think I have enough points to draw a nice straight line. Okay. Now we're going to do something with those. It wants us to write an equation for those, right? So it says, for each linear function that you just graphed, write the function in slope-intercept form. Well, the first one is pretty easy because I know that my slope is negative 1/2. And I can see that it crosses the y-axis exactly at 3. So my slope, negative 1/2. My y-intercept is 3. So that's the equation y equals negative 1/2 x plus 3. The iffy part, the reason we love point slope form, is because when I look at the second equation that I graphed, I know that it has a slope of 2/3, but I can't tell exactly where it crosses the y-axis. So I'm going to start off by writing that equation in point slope form. So what's that going to look like? I have to write this in point slope form and then solve for y so I can figure out what the b value is. So how do I do that? Well, I'm going to start off with y minus my y1 coordinate is 1 equals my slope, 2 over 3, times the quantity x minus the x coordinate, which is negative 2. Remember that minus and negative turns into a great big plus. So we're going to start with this and we're going to solve for y. So the first thing I need to do is distribute. So y minus 1 equals 2/3 times x is 2/3 x. And 2/3 times the whole number 2 is 4/3. I'm going to add 1 to both sides. I'm going to turn that into 1 over 1. And I'm going to ask you, Amira, how do I turn that 1 over 1 into a fraction with a denominator of 3? What do I have to multiply by to make the denominator 3? Times 3. So I'm going to multiply both the top and the bottom by 3. So I'm really going to add 3/3 to both sides. So the 1 over 1 cancels out. 4/3 plus 3/3 is 7/3. So y equals 2/3 x plus 7/3. So I know that this crosses the y-axis at 7 over 3. So if I hadn't done that, I maybe wouldn't have known exactly where it crossed the y-axis. Okay? So that's why point slope form is good for us, because it helps us determine the y-intercept when it's not an exact point. Okay, especially when it's like a repeating decimal and we see it on a graph that we can touch the point and it doesn't turn it into a fraction for us. All right. So now we're going to use point slope form. So the function below, y minus 3 equals negative 1/2 times the quantity x minus 0 is graphed below. Someone tell me, what is the ordered pair from this equation? What is the ordered pair in question from this equation? Well, here's the x value, and here's the y value. So what's that ordered pair? Yeah, that's the ordered pair 0, 3, and that makes sense because it crosses the y-axis or the y-intercept at 3. And based on the equation, what is my slope? Negative 1/2. And that makes sense because if I go down and over 2, I stay on the line, down 1/2. Okay? All righty, let's look at this equation right here. And Abigail, equation number 2, can you tell me what the ordered pair is from the equation? Negative what? Yes, ma'am, negative 1 and 3. And that's plotted, negative 1, 3 right here. Remember, if this is positive, that means this originally started as a negative, right? Minus a negative. And my slope from that, Abigail, is? The slope from that equation is? 2. Perfect. And that makes sense because I went up 2/1. Okay? So we're just going to look at the equation and we're going to determine the ordered pair and the slope that created that equation. So, Dakota, number 3. What is the ordered pair used to determine the equation for y minus 8 equals negative 3 times the quantity x minus 2? Yep. Kate, help out.
Negative 2, 8.
It would be negative 2 if it was x plus 2, but it's not. Right? Remember the formula is y minus y1 equals my slope times the quantity x minus x1. Okay, so my x coordinate is 2 and my y coordinate is 8 because the formula is y minus x minus, okay? What's the slope?
3.
Say again. Say again. What?
Negative 3.
-3. Okay. That's right. Eli, tricky one. Number 4. What's the x coordinate from the ordered pair, like of the ordered pair from the equation? So look at this. The formula is x minus and y minus. Do you see that? So the reason that turned into a positive 2 is because it was minus so the x coordinate is negative 2 and the y coordinate is a positive 5. Do you guys see how they're opposites? Is that making sense? What's my slope on that one, Eli? Thank you, sir. Kellen, example number 5. What's the ordered pair from that equation? Awesome. -2, -8. And Kane, what is the slope from that equation? -1/2. All right. Gavin Harper, what is the ordered pair from the equation in number 6? Awesome. 4, -8. And what is the slope, Aiden, from number 6? Good job. Does that make sense? Are you getting better with that? No, you cannot.
You know he's already started.
We're almost done with our notes. Okay. You're so funny. Given a point and the slope, write the linear function in point slope form. So we're just going to jump on in. So number 7. Gavin Kane, what's the equation for number 7?
Y minus 2 equals 5 thirds times x minus 5.
Yes, times the quantity. Yes, sir. Okay, Danae, number 8. What's the equation?
Y minus 4 equals -1
My slope, my m value.
times
What's your m value? It's not -1. What's your m?
4
4 times the quantity.
x plus -1.
So it's x minus -1, Danae, but x minus a negative turns into a plus. So I don't want you to say plus a negative. It's just plus, okay? Good job. All right. So in example number 9, you didn't get the slope. You had to figure out the slope. So let's jump to this example in the middle. So what is happening here to go from 6 to 5? -1. And to go from -4 to -2. So my slope is -1/2. Give me one of the equations, Daniel, one of the equations, because you have 2 ordered pairs there that you could use. You don't know? Okay. Help out, Gavin. Or sorry, Kane.
So you can use the top one, so that would be y minus 6 equals -1/2, and then you do x plus 2.
X plus
Oh, 4.
X plus 4. Good job. Kellen, give us the other equation that we could have written using the other ordered pair, if you don't mind.
Y minus 5 equals -1/2
Times the quantity.
times the quantity x plus 2.
Awesome. Okay. Let's talk about the slope on this last example. To go from -7 to +3, I added 10. To go from -1 to +1, I added, so 10 over 2 reduces to 5. So that's my slope. So Eli, you want to give me one equation? X plus 1. Yes, sir. Perfect. Okay. Brody, you want to do the second equation that could have come from that table?
Y minus 3 equals 5 times the quantity x minus 1.
Awesome. Good job. Does that make sense? Okay. Do you guys, sir? You're just writing them in point slope form. You're just leaving them just like that. Okay. Yes. Uh-huh. What are you confused about? Because this is a 10, not a 1. 10. 10 over 2. 10 over 2. Yeah, look. To go from -7 to 3, we added 10. We wrote this there. Yeah, 10 divided by 2 is 5. Okay? All right. So you guys have 1 through 24. 1 through 24. And then I'm going to go grab your interactive practice really fast. I sent it to the printer. So because I'm not going to be here Thursday, Friday, Monday, I thought we would do something a little bit different for interactive practice. It's kind of like a puzzle. It should probably take you, like if you work on it every day, it'll take you definitely those 3 days to get it done. But it's fun. No, it depends. I need to finish making my videos. I'm only done with 2 of the 3 videos that I need to make. I need to like I sent them to YouTube, but I don't know how long they are. You know what I mean? I'm just like when you just write a video and then send it to YouTube. I haven't looked to see the time stamp on it, so I need to see how long those videos are first.
Miss Bishop,
Ma'am,
you're not leaving this week, are you?
I am. I'm leaving Wednesday right after school. She graduates on Friday. Yeah.
Wait, but what about next week?
So she graduates on Friday, but we get to see her Thursday night. So we're leaving here Wednesday after school. It's like a 16-hour drive to Chicago.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
You want to give me a stuffed animal?
From Chicago? We'll
Yeah.
see. So we're driving to Chicago, and then we get to see her Thursday night at the USO, hang out for a little bit. Then she has
What's the US?
United
States.
Would you mind if we listen to
no, it's not.
Yeah, I'd say something.
Yeah, it's for veterans and military families. It's like a place to hang out.
Just fresh.
Yes, you may. Sign out for me, please, and thank you. And then Friday she graduates, and then we get to have her all weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We have to have her back on base by 7 p.m. Sunday, so we'll drop her off, and then we'll drive back home. And I won't be back in time to do as soon as he gets back. Is that okay? Okay, so this is your interactive practice. It's linked every day, but it also has a worksheet component. May or may not be helpful. You're welcome. This is your interactive practice for all week.
So?
Yeah.
Mine.
So the point slope. So the first thing you need to do is find a slope. Set up the table. Don't you like that method?
Yeah.
So here's subtracted 2. And here, I subtracted 3. Okay. No, you don't. No. So then you're just give me one. Right. One equation. I wrote both, right, because I had to make an answer key. But you only have to do one. Yes. Hang on a second. So y minus y2, that's perfect. It's negative x minus x1. I think that's got it.
Wait a minute. Like page 15.
You should give it to me right now. This is your interactive practice for the week. Worksheet might or might not be helpful. Gavin, here's your interactive practice worksheet. Interactive practice for the week is linked in the module. The worksheet might or might not help. Ma'am? You're welcome. It's your interactive practice, huh? Ms. Bischoff, yes, you said Ms. Bischoff. And then you said nothing. Yes.
Just hurry up.
Did you have a question? Okay. So I think I already scanned that. Yep. Yes.
Number 1. Next time, you say that one more time. You're not going to go to the bathroom.
Sir.
You're right.
For which one? So for number 11, you're doing the same thing. You're writing the slope intercept form. For numbers 11 through 16, same directions as the one. So when I make that equation in CUDA software, that worksheet, it groups all the problems with the same direction. So the directions for numbers 11 through 16 are from the same section, numbers 9 and 10, the same directions. Okay, so put it in point slope form and then solve for y. Put it in point slope form, and it should already be in point slope form. So you're solving for y. You're getting y all by itself. So distribute. So that one is, so there's no y here. You don't have a y. So you can get x all by itself. How would you do that? There's no y. There is no y in that equation. There is no y in that equation. That is just the equation x. If I get x all by itself, x equals -2, which means this is that's supposed to be vertical line, right? That's a weird one. Vertical. Yes, I said that. So thank you. Okay, so this is your m. The y-intercept is the ordered pair that we said the y-intercept happens when. So I wrote something up here about the y-intercept happens when x is what? Yeah, so your y-intercept is 5, that's a ordered pair 0, 5. So there's your
Happened
point.
last year?
Yes.
No,
So that they all have y.
just don't say it out loud.
So for this one, you're distributing, yes. So
It
negative.
was so bad.
A negative times a negative is
Yes.
this is a negative
Yeah.
one, right?
I said,
So negative
You
x
both vote
gets
for that,
distributed to both.
can I go, like, do
Okay, but that was last year.
Yes.
How long is it for?
The whole time.
Great, quickly.
Ms. Bishop,
Sir,
I got a call Colin. I don't know if it's an emergency or not.
he just called you right now?
He called me like 5 times.
Okay, let's go out in the hallway and give him a call and make sure that crap is okay. Something's not going on with her. Or family. Come on, let's go. Tell me you were worried. I'm glad you checked. That's awesome. I'm glad you checked. That would have been never mind. Problem of the week this week. Consecutive integers. You guys know how to do that. Consecutive integers.
When you have like,
You have to find the slope, just like
y1 with like.
or make a table. Okay, so you can do the y2 minus y1, x2 minus x1, or you can stack it up in a table like you did here. Whatever method works best for you. Okay? I like the table better than the y2 minus y1. So these are also the same directions. You're writing in the slope intercept form. So the first thing you want to do is, so this one doesn't have a y. You can write it slope intercept. It does have a y, so you're exactly right. If I subtract 2 from both sides, I can take this x equals -2, which is a vertical line. We know that's not x.
They're both
And it does that on the right, so you just do it like that. Okay. Okay, so we wrote here something about the y-intercept. What did I write in our notes? The y-intercept happens when x equals what? 2. Okay, so that's the order here. And I know the point for the slope. Got it?
And then
I
do
was
the
my,
point.
was the one that was-
No, you put it in point slope form, y minus y1 equals, okay?
Is that this one that we have? Wait. Can you come here?
Yeah, I can.
There's a second part.
So y, so you have to, so you can use the table method and find the slope, or you can use the y2 minus y1 formula. Find your slope and then you pick one of the points, doesn't matter which one you pick.
Mhm.
You just write an equation, okay? I see your hand. Okay, this one's funky because there's no y in it. So if I get x all by itself, I end up with this crazy x equals -2. We learned special things about that. That's a vertical line. And we know that it has an undefined slope. So you can't write that any other way than just x equals -2. If it had a y and only a number, so this is another vertical line. If it just had y and something, that would be a horizontal line, right? Do you remember that? Kind of, maybe. When you put it back, but yeah. I see you. I'm coming right over. Okay. So you're solving for y, right? So what do you have to do for x? So it's a positive for x, so how do you cancel that out? Subtract for x on both sides. So that gives you negative y, let's write it down, negative y equals negative 4x. You subtracted it from both sides, negative 4x plus 3. Okay. I'm trying to get y all by itself, that's a negative 1y. So I'm dividing everything by negative 1, and I'm dividing everything by negative 1. So what do you have when you're all done? Negative divided by negative is a, so y equals, a negative divided by a negative is a positive divided by a negative is a, there we go, just like that. Okay, so for here, once you subtract that 2x from both sides, you're gonna divide everything by 3. Okay, does that make sense? Okay, good job. 1, 2. Yeah. So you're gonna add 4 to both sides, yes. You're trying to get y by itself, so you have y equals negative 1x, and negative 2 plus 4 is positive 2.
On her, on you.
So you're writing it in slope intercept form, so that means you need to know where it crosses the y-axis, and you need to be able to count the slope.
You're gonna count like this, what about my sword?
You count down and to the right,
Oh, okay.
down and to the right, right? Right, and where it crosses the y-axis, and you count the slope.
you out how much you're over.
Oh my gosh, I never stopped the recording.